Hi, good afternoon. Today I am giving you the review on one of the finest book written on time by uh, Sir Stephen Hawking, A Brief History of Time. Um, and I'm explaining based on my own understanding. I read this a couple of days back and I was trying to make a review, and today I came to this spot specifically for this review. Um, well, before I start, a couple of words for Sir Stephen Hawking. I mean, we are lucky that we are born at the time of Sir Stephen Hawking, when he introduced us with fascinating beauties of uh, physics in a very simple way. As Einstein said, genius is making complex things simple, but not simpler. Well, this book is written in a very fine way. This has been distributed into 12 chapters, um, starting from the chapter 1, which talks about the picture of the universe, which Sir Stephen Hawking drew for us, and he took us with him on this fascinating journey where we travel through space, we travel through time, we see black holes forming in front of us, we see stars using up all their hydrogen, and then they're dying, they're converting into white stars and starting orbits in their own orbits, or just starting their own collapse journey. Um, and also he introduced so many important concepts of physics which were not there before. And one of the other beauties of this book, that he talks with strict rules of physics and maths. It's not like someone is writing a script for a movie. It's whatever he says, there is strong logic behind it. So anyone who is doing their thesis on theoretical physics, whether it's relativity or time, this book must be consulted at least 2 times. So in first chapter, he explains the origins of the universe. He clearly sketches a picture of what happened of after 10 seconds of Big Bang, after 5 seconds of Big Bang, when the universe exploded, and with such huge acceleration, with such huge force, that all the 4 forces of nature which we know now, they were summed up into one single force, and in the form of singularity. I mean, we have strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, electromagnetism, and gravity. So the fascinating aspect of Sir Stephen Hawking is he tells us the information in a simple way, which is usually found after you solve a couple of equations, long equations, and he tells you in such a fine way in this book. So in the second chapter, he speaks on space and time. And the space and time, which I knew before I read this book, was one-dimensional. I mean, my own understanding was limited to the course books I read in physics during my studies in college, university. But Sir Stephen Hawking introduces the reader with the origins of space and time, and he explains in a beautiful way why space and time are linked, what Einstein wanted to say, what Einstein wanted to explain through its general theory of relativity, what he was trying to achieve to find a unified theory of gravity, or unified theory of universe. So space and time, Sir Stephen Hawking shows us that it's not what we think, it's 4 dimensions. I mean, there are other dimensions as well, which are highly curled up in very tiny spaces. So in the second chapter, he explains in great detail of the origins of space and time, and takes take you with him on this fascinating journey where you are traveling through massive universe, galaxies, stars, and enjoying this ride with him. Coming to the third chapter. Well, third chapter is the key, I would say, in this book, for my own understanding, of course. It talks about the expanding universe. Well, Sir Stephen Hawking explains in great details the origins of the thought process, what prompted the scientists to know why the universe is expanding, starting from Galileo Galilei, even going beyond him. And also he mentioned in one space that Einstein was going to write equation for a static universe, which would have been a disaster. So the third chapter is the key of this book, is the beauty of this book, that the universe is still expanding. It's like a balloon. We are in the middle of the balloon, which is expanding so fast. I mean, now we know that it's expanding.